Greetings, people of Earth. I'm Rick Harold. Thanks for listening to my podcast and watching my videos. Today is a secret communication society. This builds upon 3 previous videos I did talking about a different way of displaying characters or information, a different way of listening to verbal words, and a different mechanism for tapping in terms of tapping out physically information. So this is a thought experiment. It's kind of interesting. So if you look at my previous video and just a quick summary, the character sets that we look at today, the Latin characters ABC, are 2,000-3,000 years old in terms of their structure. They're created for paper and different places. With devices and with colors, people are able to see a great amount of detail in a small amount of space. And if you use colors like RGB, so red, green, blue, and yellow, stacked up on each other, you could represent characters or words in a very compact format. And different than my video talks about, you can actually create your own character set so that A had its own color code, B had its own color code, the word had its own color code in terms of red, green, and blue or whatever, so that it's unique to you, so that it's different than somebody else's. So you could receive messages on your device, your phone, computer screen, whatever, and nobody could even read them. So they could be in plain view, but they're impossible to read unless you're a decryption expert and have technology for that. And it would actually still be quite complicated. So that could be part of your secret society phone app where you're sending messages and you're getting them filtered back to you in a way that nobody else can see. Of course, the second part of that is the auditory part. So a lot of times people read their text out loud or they're in a car. So certainly, like my previous video I talked about, they can be played back at huge speeds, like this. Now, of course, nobody knows what that means, but it still would be, technically it's in this case, English, but it's played so fast that you'd have to learn how to hear that, like people who are blind have to do. Now, you could also play back in different tones, so that different tones represent different letters, like Morse code, which is dot dash dot, except it's all really the same tone, they're just different lengths. You could have different tones representing different languages, different letters or words, again, unique to yourself, and in a way that it would be impossible for anybody else to understand it. And it's really no different than learning another language, which isn't easy, I'm not saying that. This wouldn't be learning a new language, it's learning a new phonetics. And the idea being, normal people might hear a piano playing, if we're using piano as an example for the tones, whereas you're actually hearing words. So again, secret society, you have your own way of seeing it, you can actually listen to it, no one has a clue, and kind of funny. Again, the last part here is the tapping. Again, your phone's in your pocket or you're holding it and you don't want to look at it because it would be impolite or not appropriate, or maybe it's just critical messages that you want to do that. You can have it tap out in code. Morse code would be the obvious one. Or, again, your own code where no one else would know what it's saying, although they probably wouldn't know that you're really getting a message. But this is my secret society, secret communication society, so it's all meant to be kind of secret. So it's quite amazing when you look at cryptography and encryption and all this kind of this area, the amount of thought done by a lot of different scientists and computer scientists on how to scramble languages beyond just an algorithmic mechanism. These are some of my ideas. I thought these are pretty clever. They're actually derived from problems people have, the sound one being people who are blind and how they can hear things rapidly, which we could all learn to do. And the character one's based on some people who can't read properly because their eyes can't track, and using fixed position characters and also colors, allowing them to be able to read differently. So the idea here is just to create a cool app to do something kind of unique. And of course, it's meant to hide stuff because it's secret. But I thought it was interesting and I thought you'd enjoy it. So that's it. Take it easy.